Okay, so today we're going to be learning about gastropods. I had sort of went over this once before with you guys, but we're just going to go over it again because why not? Gastropods are like very cool animals. Okay, so basically a gastropod could be a snail or a slug. Slug. Those are like very slimy animals.
There are
They are.
snails.
Snails are slimy. Some snails have shells. This could be an example of what a shell for a gastropod would look like. How do y'all think it will feel?
Heavy.
Hard, heavy.
Hot.
You said what?
Hot.
Hot. Maybe because there's stuff in their whole body in this tiny little shell that might be very hot. But yes, it will most definitely be hard. Yeah. Because they have to live in this, like, this is going to be essentially like protecting their bodies, and they're very sensitive because they're very small and slimy animals. So gastropod shells are essentially their homes in their bodies, because sometimes snails during the winter, they go into hibernation. We're going to learn about that a little bit in the book, but sometimes they go in hibernation, and what they do is they just stuff their tiny bodies into the little shell, and they form a little chrysalis, sort of like the butterflies. They form a little chrysalis over the shell so that way they can hide for hibernation or during the winter. So that's just some cool effects about gastropods. At the end of the story, I'll let y'all hold the gastropod so that way y'all can get a feel of how it feel like, and just so y'all can get some little hands-on play with the gastropod shell. But that'll be later. Now we're going to get into the story. The book is called Snails by Monica Hughes. You can see that one? Snails. Y'all see the picture of the snail? Yes, looks slimy.
You can't see the head.
Yeah, we're going to see the head on the other page. A snail has a soft, slimy body and a hard shell.
The book is so small, that's why we can't see both.
Yes, it's very small. Y'all see the head?
Yeah.
It has a soft, slimy body, so this is the slimy body.
These are the antennae.
Yes, correct. And then this is the hard shell.
What?
Yes. Slimy body, hard shell. Looking for a snail. You might find snails in the garden after it has rained. So maybe since it's raining right now, even though we can't go outside, if we were to look in the garden, we could find possibly some snails or some gastropods, because we find snails and gastropods after it's been raining in the garden.
Or maybe we could find shells that eat.
Yes, maybe, yes.
Yeah, I saw them.
You might find them under the leaves. This is another place where you can find gastropods.
One.
A snail's body. The snail body is called the foot.
No.
The foot. Yes. So what's the name of a snail's body?
The foot.
The foot, correct. A snail can pull its foot inside of its shell. Valentina, it's not an actual foot, it's just the name of the snail's body. So remember what I was telling you guys about earlier about hibernation?
Matthew.
So they go inside their shell, but the body of the snail is called a foot. So what they do is take their body, or the foot, and they go inside their shell for sleeping, for living, for anything. Valentina said this earlier today. A snail's tentacle. A snail has two long tentacles with an eye at each end. Can you see? Can you see this snail's eyes?
No.
So what are tentacles?
The eyes.
The eyes. Yes, correct. The eyes.
And my bones. Yeah, it's going to me.
Tentacles are for smell and tasting. So what can you do with their tentacles?
Smelling.
They can smell and they can taste. That's cool, right? Because it's also like they can see out their tentacles, but they're also using their other senses for smell, tasting, and seeing. Like, that's very cool. All just by those tiny little things. Can you imagine seeing, tasting, and smelling with your eyes? That's very crazy, right? But that's something that these gastropods and snails can do.
No.
Snail trails. Remember what I said earlier? Snails are very slimy, so they leave a trail, like a slimy trail behind them everywhere they go.
Yeah, they're so cute. No, they're not. Yes, they are.
Snails move very slowly, gliding along a layer of slime. So are snails fast or slow?
Because of their sticky slime.
Because of their sneaky slime. Good job,
But
Shirley.
if they didn't have that sticky slime, they could have went faster.
Maybe. Snail eggs.
What is that?
Correct.
What is that? Eggs.
Eggs, or basically like Valentina said, they're babies.
They're probably eggs to eat. No, they're not.
Don't. We would like to eat snail eggs, but
Those are baby eggs.
yes, these
That's
are.
what I said.
When the eggs hatch, the
They have
tiny
babies.
snails have a soft shell and body. So if you were to touch a snail egg, would it be hard or soft?
Probably hard.
Well, it says when the egg hatches, the tiny shells have a soft body and shell. So what you think? Soft? I think so too. But another question is, unlike, let's say, a deer or other animal, when they have their babies, they don't have like eggs or shells. But something cool about gastropods is that they have eggs like a chicken. Instead of having like a born baby or a born animal, they have shells. So it's gonna have to hatch. That's cool, right? Food for snails. Snails eat the leaves, flowers of dead plants. Ooh. So I'm gonna show y'all some pictures of what snails like to eat. They also eat young plants. So snails, they like to eat leaves. They like to eat leaves. See the leaves? They like to eat dead plants. Does this plant look happy?
No.
Okay, no, I don't think so. And they like to eat baby plants. Do y'all think that's yummy to eat?
No.
I don't think so either. So those just a couple examples of what all snails like to do. Snails in danger. When a snail is in danger, it goes right inside its shell. Do you think? You listening? Okay, I'm gonna say it again. Snails in danger, because this is a cool part that I want y'all to hear, okay? Snails in danger. When a snail is in danger, it goes right inside its shell. Do you think this is a good place to go?
Yes. Yes.
I think so too. have a question. If y'all in danger, what's a safe place y'all go?
The house.
The house? Jack?
In the house.
In the house? Joby?
Under the table.
Okay, under the table?
Me
Matthew?
too. On the bed.
Okay, under the bed. Logan?
I would go to the bathroom.
Okay, maybe hide in the bathroom. Valentina, what would you do?
Hide under the blanket.
Under the blanket? Okay. Abdul, do you have a place you go?
Under outside.
Okay.
That's about it.
Sometimes it makes foam to protect from being attacked. Can y'all imagine that? Y'all see that?
Yes, it.
Do y'all think that's cool or do y'all think that's gross? Gross. You see it? But that's actually very cool because when a snail's in danger, they sort of like make foam and bubbles to like scare their enemies away. Like, wouldn't you be scared if you saw a snail bubbling up? No?
Oh, that's cool.
That is cool.
Yeah. Thumbs up. Yeah, I would definitely eat it. But I would eat the bubble.
Stay on our seats.
Snails in the winter. Snails sleep through the winter. They might go right inside their shells and seal them with slime. This is a
You can just
picture
take it
of
away.
what it looks like
If he
when
gets off
the
again,
snail
take it away.
goes inside its shell. Remember what I was telling you about? They make a little layer, sort of like the chrysalis, to protect themselves while they're in hibernation.
Oh, yeah, I remember. Crystal.
Yes, that's the inside of the shell, what it will look like. Types of snails. There are 100 different types of snails. So how many types of snails are there? 100. That's a big number, ain't it?
Yeah. Or maybe 1,000.
100. And that's just not, they're not talking about the total amount of snails. They're talking about the different types of snails. So it could be thousands of different types of snails. Just based off that 100.
And if there was snow, then it would maybe fill the whole world.
Right, it
It
could
looks
fill
like
up a whole room.
unicorn.
What do you say, Valentina?
I found one in Myrtle Beach. It was a
Okay.
unicorn horn and that was a crab.
Ooh, we might have a gastropod shell that looks like that. We'll see, okay? Some are very tiny and others are much bigger.
Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Thumbs up.
Which one y'all think looks better, the bigger one or the smaller one?
The bigger one. The bigger. I know the big one.
Okay.
Thumbs up for the bigger one.
I have a quick question. And if you can get it right, you can hold your own gastropod shell, okay? We're gonna start with Logan, we're gonna go down. Logan, can you tell me one thing that snails like to eat? To remind you,
Ow!
y'all can look at these pictures.
I'm a little baby plant.
Maybe not snails.
Huh?
Jack, could you tell me one thing snails like to eat?
Dead
Valentina,
plants.
please. It's okay to repeat some of these answers as well. Matthew,
A little what?
the baby plants. Can you say that? Baby plants. Joey.
The leaves.
Well, they're not dead. We're just gonna say leaves. But this, do you mean dead plants? Okay. something that snails like to eat?
Baby plants.
Baby plants.
What is baby plants? What is baby plants?
I'm gonna show you. This will be an example of a baby plant.
What is the leaf?
These are the leaves.
I'm saying
And
what?
then these, huh?
Where did the baby plant leave?
They don't leave anywhere. But the snails, they eat the leaves and sometimes they hide out in the leaves or they can live in the leaves. But that's just something cool to remember.
Okay.
Did y'all have anything that y'all liked about the book that y'all would like to share or anything y'all want to go
I
back
like
and
to
see?
share plants. Me too.
Yes, Joey? Anything y'all would like to go back and look at again?
I would like to go see the show.
The shells? Okay.
Since
Since you guys did get the answers right. here you
I
go.
want to see the shell too. And they're really cool. Look, mine's different than mine. Look at mine. It's here. Look at mine. Look at mine.
What's something y'all observe about the shells? Like hard, soft?
I hear the sea.
Could y'all imagine living in this? Like it's so small, but gastropods are this small.
I can. When you put the cell up to your ear, you can hear the beats.
That's cool.
Yeah, you can hear the beats. I can hear the beats.
But these are where snails live, and these are gastropods.
Yeah, then they go to magic portal.
Somewhat.
Yeah, they do. You can just drop them right here, and they'll go to a portal.
Well, thank y'all for listening to the story. When we go to small groups, we're just gonna be like using these same pictures, but if y'all want, y'all can keep what y'all has said, or y'all can choose a different one. But basically, we're just gonna be making a sentence about what snails like to eat, and I'm gonna help y'all by writing it out and showing y'all how to spell things correctly. But yeah, we're just gonna be making a sentence about what snails like to eat. You can either say snails like to eat baby plants, snails like to eat leaves, or snails like to eat dead plants. And then we're gonna draw a picture. Sounds cool with everyone?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Well, thank y'all so much.
There's a word